Welcome to the Freight Agent Insider Podcast, hosted by Levi Van Pay.
And welcome into another episode of Freight Agent Insider. Super excited to be here today. We're going to be talking about some exciting stuff. A couple of show notes first. If you haven't already, please find us on YouTube, Spotify, and TikTok under Freight Agent Insider. All of the likes, comments, positive reviews really help with getting to more eyes and ears. So that's always appreciated. Today is going to be a lot of fun because we are with a very special guest who is doing a lot with something I've always wanted to talk about in here, which is AI. We're going to talk a lot about her systems that she's implementing, kind of how she's gotten to the point she's at with it, and how you yourself might be able to use AI in the future to better your own business. I'd like to introduce everybody to Lida Hakobian. Lida, how are you today? Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Levi, for having me. I'm so excited to be part of your show.
Yeah, I'm excited that you joined me today. I won't lie. I had to actually have some additional help reaching you because you have a very big following. I didn't know if we'd be able to actually get you on the show, so it's super exciting to have you here today. Lida, if you wouldn't mind, maybe just tell us all a little bit about yourself and how you wound up in freight.
Well, it all started 2016 when I put my feet into the land of opportunities, United States of America, and I was a new
Love it.
immigrant. I didn't know what to do. I don't have any family here, no education in America, so it was very tough to find a job. So my husband back then, he was a truck driver.
Mhm.
And I was so bored at home that I decided to get my CDL and drive with him. And I became over-the-road truck driver. We were driving reefer,
Wow.
and that's how I got into logistics.
How did you like the trucker life? You guys were teaming, right?
Yes, we were teaming. It was very fun. And at the same time, it was very challenging, especially being a woman over the road that came from, Europe, Middle East. I am used to different lifestyle, like
Yep,
more comfortable, I would say, in some ways. But being a tracker, it was definitely a challenge, but at the same time, it was eye-opening. I got to see almost all of the states first year being in America, which even American people haven't seen all of the states yet, some of
for
them.
sure.
Yeah, so it was very, educational, I would say, challenging and inspiring experience, and I loved it. It was just a first-hand exposure to America and to the world of logistics and tracking. And I think that gave me a good foundation to move forward in the field of logistics.
What was your favorite part about the truck stops? Or your or your least favorite part, I
Uh,
should ask.
I don't have any favorite part about truck stops. I'm sorry, but like food sucked, restrooms, shower,
Oh,
like nothing like good about truck stops. The only thing like I loved about trucking is just you travel. One day I
yeah,
wake up in Chicago, Illinois. In 2 days I'm in Miami, Florida, and sometimes when it matches with the reset, like let's say Friday we have a unloading and we need to take us, our reset, right? I
yep.
could go explore the city, travel, and get a rest. But yeah, track stops, no, that's not my
Is
favorite.
your husband still doing OTR over the road?
Yes, now he's my ex-husband, but he's doing OTR. Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay. On to bigger and better things.
yes.
So, how did you move from the truck? How did you go from there to how did you even find out about freight brokering and dive into that?
Well, after I decided not to drive anymore, right? I decided to become a nurse. So I got into University of Dartmouth, Massachusetts, into very like high level program, accelerated, but I didn't finish it. I failed my clinical. So I guess that was a God's way to re-navigate me back to logistics. So
Absolutely.
we started like buying trucks. I started to dispatch and manage the fleet. We had only 5 trucks, but still it was an amazing experience for me, you know, like dealing with freight brokers, dispatching the truck drivers, hiring, safety and compliance. I was one person doing everything, invoicing, right? Dealing with factoring companies. And this was like kind of step by step took me to freight brokering, because then as a carrier, I was calling to book lots for my trucks. I would get very frustrated because most of the brokers, they are very rude. And especially
Yeah.
if you are a carrier, and especially if you want to get the most profit. But that time was a good time because it was during coronavirus and we all know that
Right.
the prices were high. But still, it was very challenging because it was very competitive at the same time. Prices were good, but it was competitive. So I decided that I want to become a freight broker, and I promise that I'm gonna be a nice one. And so far, I think I've done an amazing job, because even one of my customers, so when he wants to recommend me to other people, he said, even though Lida is freight broker, but she's very nice. I'm like, oh, this is the biggest compliment you can give to me.
That's
Yes,
yeah,
that's how I got to freight brokering.
you saw both sides of it, and we've talked about this on previous episodes, how drivers there's a lot of drivers out there right now who are looking for caps on commissions for freight brokers and freight agents, or they want to get rid of freight brokers altogether because, like you said, they've been treated so poorly, and they think that in a lot of cases, brokers and agents, they're taking a lot of the profit away from the drivers. So you've gotten to see both sides of that, and it is great that you're, like you said, a nice freight broker. Um, I'm a big proponent of, if everybody was just a little bit nicer to each other, we'd probably get a lot farther.
That's for sure. I
At
agree.
what at what point, Lita, did you really get this thing off the ground with brokering? And what was your strategy for customer acquisition early on?
Oh, that's really a good question, because my story is a little bit different, because I started to prospect only during the weekends, like, because all day I was so
Yeah.
busy with these trucks and headaches that comes with it, right? I didn't even have single time to do like cold calling or, go visit, because I was just so busy. So I started to get into LinkedIn, because I figured out that cold calling is not my strongest thing. And as you can see, I don't speak like perfect English, and people would hang up. I mean, even they hang up on American people, right? So it doesn't
Right.
matter. But I was having that in my mind, that I have to find another way. So I got into LinkedIn and I started prospecting the shippers during the weekend. It took me a while. It didn't happen overnight. I was prospecting for few months, I think 4 or 5 months, and I was getting some traction. And back then I had my brokerage, and I was trying to grow my brokerage, and all these
Yeah.
shippers that they were giving me freight. Now I am a new broker with no credit score. It is very competitive market for
Yep.
freight brokers, and carriers don't want even to work with you because they have so many options. So I got
Right.
call from one of the recruiters, and he said that I would be better if I start as an agent, and he kind of convinced me, and I'm so grateful he did. So I decided to be an agent. And um, all these customers that they were giving me lots, I told them, hey, I'm joining Freight Tech, and I would be glad to try to move the lots with Freight Tech. And most of them, like 4 of them, I think, agreed. And then
Yeah.
from day 2, I started to move freight, and I never looked back. My first lot, I made $500 profit, which I'm like, oh,
Woo!
I'm in the right place, in the right time, so let's do it. And this customer gave me a fixed rate. He said, Lida, here
Yeah.
is a lot. It was going to Utah. And
Yep.
Utah is difficult. And he gave me $6,000. and I posted it for $5,000. When carrier called me, it was the only carrier that called me. I think he just was needing to go to Utah because he lives there.
Yeah.
And he didn't even like ask for more money. I told him, hey, I will pay you $5,500. Just take my lot. And he was like so happy. I'm like, okay, I'm happy too. I will make some profit, and I will, make sure that my customer sees that, hey, she can handle it. She's gonna, take care of my freight. So it was kind of like proving myself a lot, right? So yeah, I offered him $5,500 and I made $500 profit. And I was just so excited that, the future is gonna be bright.
That's incredible. How
Yeah.
have things changed from that first load for you, to now?
Now I don't offer. Like, it needs to be really tough situations that I say, hey, would you like me to give the lot for $500 more? I would never do that now. Maybe I will add extra, $100, $200, but $500 that they never asked for, right? I will not add. But still, I love paying my carriers, good. If I have enough margins, I want them to make money. I make money, and the customer is happy, and everyone is happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lita, I'd love to ask you a little bit more about like your processes, especially pertaining to the AI sector and how you're starting to implement that for your own business. I know you do this also um, on like a consulting basis for other businesses, but how do you yourself implement AI to help you with the various things you're doing in your freight business?
Yes, that's amazing question because I just started this business that I'm very excited because, as you know, in logistics we do so many manual stuff. Like, it's just like we waste our half of the day, even more, answering phone calls, answering emails,
Absolutely.
following up, asking for paperwork, trying to track and trace. Even if we have macro point, even if we have tracking, we still call the driver because something goes wrong. So there are so many manual stuff that just like waste our time that we could have
Yeah.
used to build customer relationship, to bring more business, right? And to grow our revenue and, to make more money and to serve more customers and to give more opportunities to tracking companies. So that's why when I heard about, AI, it really interested me because I knew that it can automate a lot of stuff. So I got spark inside of me and I started to learn. I'm still learning, it is a
Yep.
beginning stage, but we're progressing every day. But as far as your question, what we are doing with AI, right? Lead generation, of course, one of the main ones, right? Follow ups, personalized. We can also like do LinkedIn automations that instead of going manually, send connection requests, send DMs, right? Comment the post. We can all do it through AI, of course, using our human touch, personalizing it. There are so many opportunities, like just for lead generation, email marketing, right? Setting up meetings and following up. This is one of the parts that, is also like kind of time consuming if you have to go and manually follow up. The second part is I am so excited, like, uploading the paperwork. When the drivers get the proof of deliveries, we can set up systems for freight brokerages or freight broker agents that as soon as driver download the paperwork, the AI can scan if it is good, based of the data we're gonna provide, and if it is a good copy, not blurry, because sometimes drivers submit blurry paperwork and we have to ask again to resubmit it. So we can
Yep.
automate that, manual, hey, can you please send us a proof of delivery thing. We can automate. Of course, there are a lot of track and tracing tools, but we can do that too. We can mitigate the risk, right? If something goes wrong with a track, we can, eliminate a lot of risks that goes with tracking, with scams, with theft, right? With double brokering. there are so many opportunities, like even not with brokerage, but track recruiter side. We can do SMS marketing, pre-qualify the drivers, right? And I had another customer that he has 5 VAs that like manually posting the loads. So now we want to create a system that when customers send the quotes, it automatically posts in load board. So instead of 5 VAs, he's gonna have this AI system that is gonna do. Of course, we cannot eliminate completely the human touch because there should
Right.
be someone who monitors and supervise, but at least we can, have AI do most of the part. I would say like 75% of the part, that the rest we can focus on just checking and also doing more productive stuff, building relationship,
Right.
shaking hands with shippers and bringing more business.
When you are doing or rather the AI is doing the automated outreach, if you get somebody who is interested, at that point, do you take over?
Yes, if they are interested, of course, AI is gonna suggest, but I don't like, the AI suggestions when they answer, especially if it is a interested lead, right? We have to be like very proactive. We have to like really go, uh, like human way answer, right?
Right.
Set up the meeting. AI can do that too, but of course, we still human. First approach, if we put a good subject line, right? Good email, also like making sure that we are not overusing our domain, right? We have to like
Right.
set up like different domains and only send up to 30 emails from one email, right? There are like lots
So
of
you're not
factors.
marked as spam.
Yeah, so we don't
Yep.
end up in the spam, because like the first
Right.
thing is having been in the inbox. Then second thing is subject line. Then already like the email itself, right? Because if you don't end up and if you don't catch the shipper's attention with the subject line, then you already missed the point, right? There is no reason to send an email. So after that, I take it over. I want to follow up. I want to set up the meeting. I want to have like human conversation. Also, I want to call and, if they got the link, or just have this human interaction, right? But at least in the initial or LinkedIn outreach, we can, we can automate a lot of stuff, because I do a lot of LinkedIn, and sometimes it
Yeah.
just takes, a lot of time to DM. But now we can,
Oh, yeah.
most of them.
Where are you seeing the best results for customer acquisition? Is it the SMS? Is it the email campaign? Or is it the LinkedIn outreach?
I never done SMS marketing, to be quite honest with you. I call on cell phone, when I have the cell phone, but I do
Got it.
LinkedIn. I go shake hands in person, and I do email. And after that, when I already like got them in LinkedIn, I kind of have this connection. When I call, it's not already cold calling. It's already, hey, this is Lida. We connected in LinkedIn, right? It's already like more human, because I think
Right.
a lot of freight brokers might have this anxiety. Like when I haven't seen the person, I don't have, idea who I am talking with. It's just
Yeah.
so awkward and so blind to call. Like I love, even if I didn't email or whatever, I love to go on LinkedIn, find the person, at least look how he looks, what is
Right.
his name, his last name, learn a little bit about him and about the company and what they are doing. Then I can call. Then I can, feel myself confident, and hey, I know this person, I know how he looks, right? I know his first name, I know how long he has been working with this
Right.
company. It's kind of adding this human element, and you're doing your, due diligence before you call, your homework.
Now I'm gonna be nervous the next time I message you on LinkedIn if it's actually Lita or the robot.
Yes, no, I will tell you this, that I always answer, or my assistant. Sometimes I might not answer, but my assistant, we're still doing it human, but like sending connection requests, there is nothing wrong to send automatic
That's automated.
sending connection requests, because it takes time, it's like researching 30 connection, because I usually do
Yeah.
30 connections a day, not to, overdo it, just to have this, maximum amount for a week. And yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the early stages of really implementing this stuff. It sounds like you're already getting some great results. I would love to know where you think AI is going to have the biggest impact over the course of the next, I don't know, let's say 3 to 10 years. Do you think AI is going to kind of take over what we're already doing, or do you believe there will be the requirement of having the human touch even once we're, along the lines of AGI?
I think, in my honest and humble opinion, logistics is one of the fields that we cannot do everything with AI because a lot of things goes.
That's reassuring.
Yes, like, I mean, if it is, already built in infrastructure, there are like companies that they already have robots and stuff. It is just like one pick, one drop to go the same places like AI can do. But like, if it is more difficult projects like heavy haul, right? I don't imagine AI doing it. Or if it is like,
Right.
hey, set up the crane appointment, I don't imagine AI agent calling and setting up a crane appointment, right? But like, whatever is repetitive and whatever is like, we're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and we are using the same terminology, right? And there is no much like human touch involved. I think we can do it with AI. I think AI is taking us to like automate the repetitive things that we just was wasting time, but also letting us use our like human brain and human touch to build
Yeah.
real actual relationship. Because at the end of the day, we're gonna do business, with people, and people love doing business with whom they like and trust and have some type of relationship. So
100%.
AI cannot replace that part, but a lot of like paperwork, right? These repetitive tasks, it can be, replaced by human.
I really like that you're moving forward with everything you're doing with AI because and you're obviously extremely, extremely smart because you're already doing it, but it sounds like you have a second business where you are taking what you're already doing and implementing it for other businesses within the freight world. It's genius. What are some of the things that you're offering to other businesses that you want to help them with on the AI side?
Yes, that's amazing that you told me because I was listening. My favorite author, Ed Mike, he is the author of The Power of One More, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes when I feel down, I watch his podcast episodes. And one of the episodes, he said, you can help the person that you was before to the person that you was before, and you
I like that.
outgrown and you overcome the challenges. You are the most qualified to help the other person that he is or she is in your position that you were before. So I think like having my freight brokerage agency, also dealing with trucking companies, truck recruiters, dispatchers, and manufacturers, even warehouses, like I understand deeply what challenges they have because I also have the same challenges, and I
Right.
think I'm the most qualified to help these people that have the same challenges, and I understand, ins and out. So some of the things that we are offering is, as I mentioned, lead generation, right? We are offering automating repetitive tasks like submitting proof of deliveries, right? Track and tracing, eliminating risk. For truck recruiters, we can do SMS marketing or email marketing to pre-qualify the drivers, right? We can automate load posting, right? Load matching. I know there is a lot of questions about it. I personally haven't used like load matching because I think the prices, the freight that I am moving, the prices are not, accurate. But I'm not
Right.
saying it is, I personally haven't done it, but the other stuff that what I have just described is one of the things that we can implement for all all companies like auto scan, rate confirmations, invoices, proof of deliveries, right? Data added to transportation management automatically, generating bill of lading, certificate of
Mm,
insurance, rate confirmation, like so many, like paperwork stuff that we spend so much time on that we can, automate at least 70%. I would say that will make our life so much easier and we can move more freight, save more
yeah,
customers, have less headaches, right? But of course, as a human, we have to always monitor and we have to make sure that,
that's
everything
right.
is done correctly.
The other week, I sat down with Lucine Erakilian, and I love her. I think she's just outside of being a fantastic hazmat freight agent, I just think she's so insightful. And one of the things that she said was if you want to be very successful, you have to study. You have to know your niche inside
Yep.
and out. And what I think is so genius about that business idea that you have and what you're doing and implementing AI with other businesses is you are becoming an expert there. And that is a multi-million dollar idea. I'm excited for you to see that through. And maybe one
Thank
day when you have a yacht, you'll invite me on it. I don't know.
I will invite you for sure because you are the first, after, starting this business, you are the first podcaster that invited me to talk exactly about this because so far I have been just talking about being a freight broker agent and all my, other logistics journey. But I want to add, Levi, that I forgot. So we can also auto send emails or SMS updates for load, like for example, has load been picked up, right? We can automate.
Yeah.
Check calls, we can use chatbots, GPS integration, so auto notify customers with proof of deliveries, and pictures. So there is so much that we can automate just, to make our life more productive and, as I said, to grow our business better instead of just doing this, heavy
Yeah.
paper and repetitive tasks.
Yeah. And I think something that we don't really talk a whole lot about is um, every agent I know is inevitably looking for an exit strategy. And although you are not there, maybe one day you are looking for an exit strategy. You've kind of inadvertently maybe tumbled on it already in this other business. So it is really, really exciting. I'll have to talk to you more about the LinkedIn outreach stuff. Automating that just seems incredible and such a time saver. Like you said, it is a lot. It's a lot of time. I spend a lot of time on that stuff and it's menial. Like it's just redundant, repetitive stuff that I don't want to do.
I
Um,
hear
Luz-
you.
Lita, we'll transition to our last segment here as we kind of near the end of the show. Horror stories and pitfalls. As a freight agent, we've all got them. For our listeners, I'm very curious of some of your horror stories and or pitfalls that you've gone through and endured, and maybe someone out there you can help them avoid it.
Oh, okay. So the first thing that came to my mind, I have this power only customer
Mhm.
that in order to hook the trailer, they use forklift to raise this trailer to hook it with a semi truck, right? With fifth wheel, but they need to lift it. So, and the driver cannot unhook it because if they unhook it in the middle of nowhere or in truck stop, they cannot hook it back again because we need to have another forklift to lift it. So, of course, one of my drivers, carriers, he didn't follow the instruction. Always someone doesn't follow the instructions. And the lot supposed to be delivered on Monday, and he decided to deliver early, and the company is closed, so he decided to unhook the trailer in front of the building and leave it just like that. There is no one, and this trailer is sitting there. So I had to order a forklift to get another truck. I had to argue, cry all the weekend, to get stressed out about this situation, but it has been like 2 or 3 years already. I think I got over it, but it was very stressful. So, if you want to avoid this type of situation as a freight broker, sometimes you just need to be very strict, emphasize. Even if you put it in the rate confirmation, you have to call the driver if it is something like this, very important, even
Yeah.
call. and tell, hey, have you seen the instruction? You cannot unhook the trailer. If you do, you cannot hook it back. The company doesn't work on weekends. You have to wait on Monday. If you don't want, better not go and not hook it up. I have lots of other carriers that will
Yeah.
take it, right? So sometimes, just this type of stuff. But even like this, as I say, we can automate it with AI, right? Instead of Lida calling, like we can, if I had this system now, I can text the driver, hey, have you
It's
seen the,
incredible.
rate confirmation instruction? Like here is don't unhook, here is pickup number, is trailer number, or whatever it is, right? Whatever specific instruction. Because drivers sometimes, it's like sometimes rate confirmations, few pages, they don't read it, right? And sometimes dispatcher don't pay attention. But if you directly text the driver, we can eliminate so many problems, because I think in logistics communication that sometimes someone
Yeah.
misses some small detail and it can affect the whole, load. And yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, if you are an agent out there or you're thinking about becoming an agent, this is an industry that is riddled with anxiety and long nights and tears, and you have to be prepared for that. It's not a cakewalk. It's not just like the fantasies of you sitting on a beach with your cell phone and making $1 million. There's a lot more that goes into it. So I appreciate you sharing that with us, Lita. And
Levi, you
before
are
we
lying, okay? I made the $1 million when I was jet skiing, okay, in Florida. I did.
that's incredible. I love it. I love it. And
This is a
listen,
real story. One day, my customer, if we have a time, I will tell this story. My customer,
please do.
I thought he's not gonna give me a lot, and we decided to go jet ski on Friday. We rented a jet ski for the whole entire day. Usually he tells me, tomorrow I'm gonna have, lots of lots for you. That day he didn't say
Yeah.
anything, and I didn't say anything because I was wanting to finally have a one Friday, not free, I would say, but you know how it in logistics. And
Yep.
then 3 p.m. he started to give me like 8, 9 lots. He was just giving, giving, giving. Oh my goodness, my cell phone is already almost dead. I had to
Yeah.
go around with swimsuits, get a charger, charge his cell phone. I'm asking my assistant and she cannot figure it out. So it was whole mess. But I think I made like over 4K that day. But I ruined all my jet ski so experience. But it's okay. At least I made some money. So
That was your $1 million?
yes, it was 4K, but with the struggle, it was worth 4K. It was worth 1 million.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And listen, I think, Lita, I think you are such a beacon and inspiration to this is off the beaten path a little bit here, but an inspiration to immigrants in general that, you came here and like you said earlier in the show, it's no secret that it's more difficult if you have like a strong accent cold calling American shippers. Um some personal information about me. My girlfriend is from El Salvador. She's learning English and she's always getting down on herself that her English isn't good enough. And I'm excited for her to watch this and see, hey, look at Lita, look at her success. She has an accent too. It doesn't make you any less. It makes you it's your personality. It makes you who you are. So it's extremely cool to me that you have found such massive success, and it's going to be an inspiration for a lot of other people, I think.
Thank you so much, Levi. Definitely. I always tell. I had a very also like insecurity when I just moved, because
Yeah.
sometimes I would talk, even in McDonald's, I would order oatmeal and they wouldn't understand what I'm talking. And I would get so frustrated. I would spell even, and they were like, "Oh, we don't understand what you are saying," and they were not trying to be helpful. So it kind of gave me, insecurities. Even though I knew English when I came to America, I understood everything, but like talking and being understood was very difficult. And then, like, you have to tell your girlfriend. Then one day I'm like, wait a minute, like Melania Trump has an accent and she doesn't speak perfect English. Shakira has an accent and she doesn't, and she's like one of the most famous singers. So I was like finding all of these amazing women that are immigrants or they are not native, US born Americans, and they are so successful and inspiration. So I'm like, okay, this is, I guess, my charm, and people love my accent.
That's
If
right.
they don't understand, I mean, I have to repeat myself or just onto the next one, That's why I think LinkedIn was easier for me because I was just messaging instead of just talking. But then I send voicemails, they understand.
Yeah, yeah. I think, listen, as a native English speaker, it's our jobs to we can figure out what somebody whose second language is English. We can figure it out. And if you can't figure it out as a native English speaker, you should get better at being a native English speaker is the way I
Yeah.
look at it. One quick funny
So glad you
story.
told it because in our
Yeah,
country, when we get a tourist, right? Our country we don't speak like perfect English or Russian, right? But like we try to help, even if the
right.
person only talks 2 words, we just try to understand. Here, I don't know. People just some of the people, of course, are helpful, but some of them are not at all, and they don't want to like be more, understanding or help. Like for example, oatmeal in whole McDonald's menu, there is only oatmeal, like, it's like, even if I pronounce it incorrectly, you can guess what I'm saying, right? But they
Right.
just don't want to, help.
Jenny and I, we were at a movie, and this is a funny one. She was ordering a soda. She was ordering Diet Coke. With her
Uh-huh.
accent, it comes out. She said, "I would like one large Diet Cock."
Mm-hmm.
And the
Okay.
and the the girl at the counter, like, she could not understand Diet Coke and Diet Cock are obviously very different. She thought it was a joke. I couldn't stop laughing, but there's like the subtle differences. Maybe sometimes it's important to have it
That
correct.
was very funny. Okay, that was the one funniest one I
That
have.
that was a good one. Lida, we'll wrap it up. If you have any advice or anything at all that you want to tell the listeners before we end the show, please.
Well, I want to inspire everyone to get into logistics, women mostly, and of course, men is already dominating it because I think logistics is amazing industry and it challenges you, it makes you a better person, better communicator, better negotiator, um, everything, and you make a good living if you work hard, be persistent. And one of the few industries that you can get into without like having degree or anything like that. All you have to have is grit, hard work, persistence, and hunger to achieve. So I love, being part of logistics, and I want more people to be part of it. I'm volunteering in middle school or high school students every few months, introducing them the world of logistics,
That's
trying
incredible.
shares that like you don't have to go to university, get a student loan. Like there is this amazing world of logistics that you can be a truck driver, dispatcher, freight broker, even without any college degree or anything like that. And I want, younger generation especially know that there are different paths, college and university is not the only path because I graduated 2 universities and I never used that, degrees. I wish I could have just started from the beginning from logistics. I would have made much more money, But yes, I want to inspire many people and women to not be afraid and to try them in different, even if it is tracking, dispatching, freight brokering, or shipping manager, warehouse, whatever it is. Just start somewhere and then start growing and going forward.
We completely align on that. Travis Dodge asked me 2 weeks ago why I started this podcast. And I said almost precisely what you just said. I spent a ton of money on college. I never even used my degree.
Mm.
And if I could inspire somebody out there who doesn't know what they want to do before spending $100,000 on college, go into sales. Go
Yeah.
into logistics sales. You will become the next Lida who makes $1 million while she's on a jet ski. Like, that's very possible.
Okay, million, not dollars, but million. Okay, maybe Armenian dram or million ruble.
Lida, thank you so much again. We'll wrap it up. Thanks everybody for watching. Remember, a new episode every Monday, 9 a.m. Central Time. Find us on YouTube, find us on LinkedIn, find us on Spotify, find us on TikTok, Freight Agent Insider. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Bye.